Well, hello. Yeah, that's not gonna work. We'll have to make some adjustments. Oh, I hit my glasses on. Alright, here we go. We're using a floor mat EVA foam for the shield. I'm measuring from the corners to find the center point. Then we're just using the thumbtack with a piece of string for a compass, and that way you can get a perfect circle. Then we're sharpening our blade and trying to cut the circle out as best we can. They're very difficult to get just right because you're doing a constant curve. So you have to sand it afterwards just to kind of smooth out the edges and get it where you really want it. Now I'm cutting a little section, a wedge out, so we can get the dome shaped. And then I'm just using contact cement, Wellwood. And you just put a little on each side, give it about 5 minutes to dry, and then it'll be tacky. And you can just stick it right together and it'll hold as soon as you stick it together. All right, then we're going to measure a spot for the backing of the shield. We're doing the same thing, find the center, and then doing a circle the way we want it, the size we want for our arm to sit. Once again, cut out a circle, and this one doesn't have to be as smooth because it's on the back, so you're not going to notice it as much. You might have to do multiple cuts just to get it all out of there. And then I'm adding some structure to it. I'm using dowel rods. You can also use paint sticks you can get for free. And they'll just add some support and structure to it. That's going to go on the inside, and then I'm going to mark where my contact cement is going to go. That way I don't have to waste too much, and then I get it right where I want it. And you want to make sure the structure, the sticks or the dowel rods are up and down from your perpendicular to your arm where it's going to be. And then I'm just adding a little extra hot glue just to put a little more support around the edges and seal up that crack. And then we're going to use a piece of poster board so we can do circles. Same idea, same concept, except I'll just use a pin. And it does it where you can do the curve pretty easy and keep it extra straight. And then we're going to cut about 3/4 of the way, or just about halfway through the foam. You don't want to cut all the way through. We're just making a indentation basically into it. And we'll do this on each one. And then we're going to try to draw the star. I tried to freehand it with the sewing tape, measuring tape, but it didn't come out quite right, so I erased that one actually and tried it again. And then we're going to cut that just like we did the circles. It's not quite about halfway through. Depending on how big the gaps you want. You'll want a little deeper or shallower cut. Then we're going to take a heat gun and we're going to seal the foam, and also the heat will expand those cracks that we cut and make it look a lot deeper. Just be careful not to leave the heat gun in one spot for too long because it will burn the foam and cause it to kind of bubble up, and it doesn't look quite as smooth as you would. We're going to do the same thing on the star. Just heat it till it opens up a little bit, and then that'll show through the paint really good. Then we're going to seal the back a little bit too, so it helps the paint stick and gives it that smooth texture. Then we're going to use some of the edges off the floor mat. We're going to cut off the little nubs, and we're going to use these for the straps on the back. You could use real leather if you wanted to, but I'm just doing it mostly for looks. And then you just want to measure your arm so they'll fit in there. I made mine a little bit bigger, so if somebody else with a bigger arm wants to try to use it, they can. And then you're going to measure where you want your glue spots to be. Use it once again using the contact cement because it's quick and very strong. And then we've got a spot where we can hold on to the shield. Then we're going to use Plasti Dip and cover the whole thing with it. And I also used a silver spray paint on the back. Then I was using a mix of brown paints to give it a leather look, real rough brush strokes to give it that textured look. And then we're going to use the blue. I just used a regular blue paint that was close to what his shield looks like. And just keep painting it, and we're going to do a couple layers of paint. I believe I did 2, maybe 3, just to cover up that black. Trying not to go over the lines too much so I don't have to touch up too much in between. I did use a hair dryer to dry the paint a little quicker, just because we don't have time for that. And then we went in with the red. I used the red metallic paint, but it was a little too pink, not deep enough red, so I mixed some regular red paint into it, and then on the second coating I used just the regular red paint. And I'm using a cheap brush and just leaving kind of the brush strokes, and it gives it that sanded, grinded look like his shield has. And then this one's just a silver metallic. I'm just going around the edges, once again trying to be careful not to go overlap a couple layers of it. We're also going to use the same paint on the stars. And at the end I'm going to use it to real lightly brush some scratches on it, just to give it a distressed look, like it's been used a couple times. Just like that, yeah, just random spots, and that's it.